Okay, I think everything is all good. Let's go ahead and move on to the showcase. Today we are going to be watching an any percent LOTAD. It just says any percent by the 8-Bit Beast. I don't know where the word LOTAD went, but uh, there's always something to correct in these parts here. So again, I got RingRush in the house and 8-Bit, the author, of course. I know, go go. So while I correct this, how long have you been working on this LOTAD?
Oh yeah, funny story about that. So I started ages ago, like maybe a year ago, and then I got a bit put off because we wanted to find water level skip and it just didn't work out. Anyway, so I dropped it, but then I came back to it and I forgot that I had actually started working on it. So I started working on a new Taz, and then RingRush told me, "Hey, didn't you have a half finished one from a year ago?" And I did. So I finished it off, and here it is.
Perfect.
So thanks to me is the
Thanks,
summary
RingRush.
there.
Saved me a lot of time.
All right. Well, I'm all good to go on the button. So let's go ahead and get it started. Shoutouts to mouse capture. So let me get my timer. All right. I guess one last thing before I do start is, did you have anything else to say about it before I start it?
I guess we're going to see heaps of bit clips, so be prepared for that. They are hacked in their positions, like what RingRush has done in the past. And also, it will use FFM, so it's not going to start right away, but we'll see the FFM set up as part of this.
Okay, perfect. All right, and oh my, that's very loud. Hag loud, is that a little too loud for you guys? Let me turn it down a little. Is that good? Is that good or too loud?
Which language would you like to use?
Oh
Okay,
baby,
so PAL
German.
version.
Ooh. Yeah, we're using the best language, German. So the reason for that, it doesn't really matter right now, but it will save a second in Spiral Mountain, and it also saves a bit of time in the Grunty fight later.
Oh right, this is
Now the
FFM setup, right?
yeah,
Okay.
I'm pretty sure we have to pick the language now because it won't give us the choice again after. And then the reason you don't see German in normal runs, oh, there's a couple of reasons. People normally run on NTSC, so it's not an option. But also, like doing Furnace Fun in German is pretty hard. And we'll see why we're on PAL a bit later.
All right, did I turn it down enough so that people can hear over the game, or do I needed to turn it down a little more? I can only hear what's in my ear, not on stream, so balance is good. Okay, good.
Oh yeah, it's a good point from Hyper. They actually are. We did Taz ages ago, and it's the same inputs from that for FFM setup. I think everything past Spiral Mountain is all inputs that I've done, but every time I do a Banjo Taz, I just reuse this FFM setup. It's pretty good.
So smart.
Makes sense. Saving on resources.
Yeah, except Furnace Fun always desyncs because the fireballs are random and they cause a lot of lag, so I had to redo this bit. Alright, so we're going to see our first bit clip in here, because dying is slow.
That's funny. All right, we got the bit clip count going on.
Get ready with
Nice.
the timer.
Yep. All right, here we go. Oh, nice sound glitch.
All right, so we might talk a bit about what any percent is. I guess while we're in Spiral Mountain, this is where it saves a second on bottles, because like you have to scroll through his text manually here. It's literally exactly 1 second. But yeah, so any percent Taz will be basically get to the end of the game as fast as possible. So you might be wondering how many notes and jiggies we need. The answer is not a lot. So yeah, we'll need mainly with any percent you need notes to get through the lair. As people might have guessed, we have an 8-10 note door skip now. But we'll see how many of the others that we can skip. But the main thing is tokens, because we need to raise the water level in the lair, and to raise that you need the pumpkin, and the pumpkin needs 20 tokens. So that's going to be our main goal here. Now, FFM is going to look really weird, because people are used to walking into Mumbo's Mountain, and then FFM happens. But all you have to do is go into another room. So the quickest room is just to do a bit clip out, and then reload the room. Now we have all the moves. Slightly faster than walking out and in. And yeah, why would you open Mumbo's Mountain when you can just clip in as well?
Yeah.
That big clip.
Just go ahead.
That big clip into Mumbo's is really hard because the ground is sloped. You need a lot of speed to get through even flat ground, and sloped ground is worse. So, as far as I know, you actually need ground pound to do that, which is why we got FFM in the lair.
Seeing the random bit clips, it just always makes me laugh.
Yeah, I started doing this, Taz, by trying not to hack in any bit clips, and I spent about 3 days of solid Tazzing just trying to get into Mumbo's Mountain and could not get it. So yeah, this would have taken ages if we didn't hack in the positions. But it's all, everything you're seeing is all possible to do.
Nice.
Ooh, I like that.
Love this trick.
And our FFM file, the only move we didn't know on that was eggs, and we're going to learn that here to get 50. So we know all the moves.
Oh, and then we're done here.
I mean, why walk out of the level when you can just bit clip? Yeah, it's a good point, try and end the zips. I was kind of lazy with hacking my position. So yeah. Alright, we're going to see 50 note door skip. And there we go.
So that's PAL only.
Yes, and that's the whole reason why we're playing on PAL. That's something that I call like a wall bit clip. So essentially what happens, normally with a bit clip, you ground pound and you have enough speed to fall through. But if you're jumping, you have almost enough speed. What you need to do is get a lag frame. And a lag frame will times your speed by 1.5 on that frame. So that's just enough to get through the floor. But you only have enough when you're on PAL. We're going to see a lot of crazy setups to do wall bit clips because you need a lag frame. And PAL is less laggy, so there's going to be like lots of shenanigans to get lag frames. We'll see another one for 180. And I'm going to poop eggs and hit an enemy. And we're also going to get a grunty text box. Together, the grunty text box and the enemy being hit is enough for a lag frame. So yeah, the whole run kind of depends on when the grunty text boxes come up and they're on a timer. So essentially that layer bit there was kind of an auto-scroller.
Still looks so awesome. Timing everything perfectly.
Yeah.
And I know this is hard as hell, having TAS and stuff like this.
Mm-hmm.
Just that everything can be lined up just so perfectly. It's real nice too.
Where are we going?
Bit clip behind the 350 door.
Yeah, I just really like Grunty's hat here.
I knew that was coming, but it's still the coolest looking thing.
Yeah, so you can actually bit clip on her chin, and there is ground underneath. The issue is, when you ground pound through, you recoil and come back up inbounds. So you have to go up to her eye and flip through her cheek. That's probably where we could save time on this, because I imagine if I tried hard enough, I could have got through the chin without a ground pound, but um, that's what it's a LOTAD for.
I think you can reduce the height of your recoil if you get lag at the right time, so maybe there's some weird stuff with that.
Ooh. Time for a V2.
We're not even done with V1 yet.
Alright, so MMM is going to be collecting a whole bunch of tokens. There's some really cool subtle tech. I've got a bit of lag, but in the maze token, you'll see a Taz jump off of that to save like a few frames. And then we're going to bit clip into Seller, because why not?
Oh, yeah, confirmed, not 0 notes.
Yeah, so many people guess 0 notes, which is technically correct, but there's notes in the way all the time, so it will not be a 0 note run.
I do like how in Mumbo's Mountain you did casually jump over like a couple notes that were in your way.
I tried to get the high jump up on top of Tumbler. My theory is that that wouldn't work on POW, but also I didn't try very hard because it's a stupid trick. Because we know Spiral Mountain Jump doesn't work as further down on POW, so high jumps seem to go a bit less high. But it could work. Also grabbing feathers for 450. And this bat strat here is sick.
It's so cool.
That was really awesome.
Are you jumping the frame you gain control coming out of these windows? And that's how you're doing
Yes.
those. Like...
Alright, feathers for Grunty, I imagine.
Yeah, so I actually messed up a bit. I got too many feathers. I thought I was going to need more for 450 skip, but turns out you can do it in like 6 feathers. It's crazy.
How much are our lives a concern? Because you are doing a lot of death warps.
Yeah, I was pretty worried. I think... I don't think I'll get down to 0. I think I'll always end up on 1.
Okay.
Luckily, the run's short enough that you don't really need to void out that much. But they're a pretty big concern, honestly. With this maze token, I looked for a bit clip so that we could skip walking through the maze after getting the token, but couldn't find anything there.
This
Yeah, really
MMM
good.
routing is crazy.
Yeah, I'm not sure how optimal it is, but I thought it was fun, so that's just how it is. Yeah, it's a good question, Electric Fortune. The floors have like this transparent layer and then a solid layer, so I don't know, it's supposed to be some visual effect, but because of the double layering, there's not really any good big clip spots near 450.
What happens is you start to fall to the ground, and then even though you clip through the first ground, you'll hit the second ground, which will stop you and push you up, and then you get zipped back up again to the top ground. Okay, sure.
Took a second
Can
to
Pumpkin-
process that you needed to jump that high up in order to like get the speed to clip down, I guess.
Yeah. I probably could have got it by doing a jump off ground with a lag frame, but it's just easier to jump up on the pole.
And cooler, to be honest.
Yeah, that too. So yeah, with the 450 note door, that actually makes no FFM quite a bit slower, because you'd have to go into Frizzy Peak and get Big Bomb. Unless you could do something with like despawning the 450 note door with the Jiggy. But I think a no FFM Taz would be really interesting, because you go into Treasure Trove Cove as well to get fly.
Nice skipping, breaking the thing first.
Yes, thank you. I'm sure Hyper is very jealous of me right now.
Was
To
that
be
a
fair,
bit
that
clip
is-
through the top of the coffin, or is that just like a precise beak bust?
No, it's just a thing. So if you're like, you're ground pounding down and then you're above the lid on one frame, and then if on the next frame you would have been at the height where the switch is, it hits the switch, even though the
okay.
lid stops you. So that's actually a lot easier on power. I think it's possible on console and NTSC.
Oh yeah, I see. Hyper said pal privilege.
Yeah. But I think when Hyper was trying to get it, I vaguely remember trying, because he asked me, like, is this possible? And I had a look as well. And I'm pretty sure I couldn't get it on NTSC on emulator, because emulator's dumb.
Yeah. Alright, see you later,
It-
pumpkin.
Is it just a vertical speed thing, just having enough at the right time?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, so on your projected next frame, you would have to be at the height of the switch. It's kind of weird. Yeah, it's a good point. Hyper didn't backflip, and I backflipped because I had to. I think on console you can get it with just a normal jump though. Oh, congrats, Nate. That's awesome.
Poggers.
Poggers indeed. This 450 skip is crazy.
Beak off from so far away.
And like, I can't remember how many feathers it is, but it's literally only like 4 or 5 A presses after you clip out, and then you big bomb. Alright, yeah, now this room is kind of weird coming up. 640 skip. So we're going to see how you normally would skip 640 in RTA. In theory, you could bit clip in front of 640 and do like a wall clip through. A couple of factors there. Like, the main one was that I couldn't get the lag frame. But if you were doing a no FFM run, you would have been into Treasure Trove Cove, which spawns the shrapnel in this room, that enemy. And then you could poop eggs on that for a lag frame. So in theory, this room would be faster in a no FFM run.
So that would skip raising the third water level at all, right?
Yeah. It's probably only 5 or 10 seconds realistically. But it would be a little bit faster. That's why I didn't put heaps of time into trying that big clip, because it was only like 5 or 10 seconds it would save. Alright, this
Probably
big clip is
similar.
so dumb. Past 765.
I imagine the pause indicates how dumb it is.
Yep. So I don't know, like pausing there caused a lag frame for some reason, and it seems to be a strat for causing lag. Oh, I won't talk about that because we've got Furnace 1 skip. So this is pretty crazy.
Just like I remember it from my childhood.
Yes.
Clean.
Very
Good,
nice.
I got all the questions right.
Yeah.
That was like me, Hyper, and Cole that found that. We found it like a few weeks after the 100% task was done. Oh, now this 810 skip's dumb. You collect an egg to get the egg text box up, and then that buffers the cauldron text box, and you use the cauldron text box for a lag frame.
Wow, that's involved.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, getting a lag frame there was really hard. Because if you poop too many eggs, you get too many lag frames. So getting just one is hard.
So can you get just one from just pooping eggs, or is it just really inconsistent?
In all my testing, I couldn't get it. Maybe you could, but
Yeah. But the
it was
text is
easier to
just
do the
like
text box.
the easiest way, yeah.
Also, sorry, Hyper, I pegged to the egg door because I wanted 100 eggs for this fight. You totally could have done it on the amount of eggs that I had, but I didn't want to fluff around like collecting eggs all through Grunty, so yeah, we just pegged the door in less than 2 seconds. That's the low part of the LOTAD. But yeah, basically the way I did this fight is so dumb. I like slowed it down and played it at like 12% speed.
What's wrong with too many
Well,
lag frames is that you don't have time to build up speed. You just fall too far too fast.
Yeah, because you need very precise positions and velocities. And there's like this one particular jump that you do, which you hold A for a certain amount of frames, and that's the only one that works, and only on PAL. And if you get a lag frame, it just messes the whole thing up. Theoretically, you could do a bit clip with like 2 or 3 lag frames in specific spots, but I haven't found any jumps that work for that.
You would have to like jump off the cauldron or something.
Mm. Which is a pretty good idea, actually, jumping off the cauldron.
Oh, yeah, and I like the double beak bust on Grunny.
Mm. Oh yeah, this fight also saves not a whole second, but maybe like 0.3 seconds in German because of the grunty text that you can't skip. Also, her text, like, she says different things each time. It's kind of random. She's got like 5 different things that she could say, and they're all different speeds, but I'm pretty sure they're all faster on German.
Oh, baby, we got the Grunny displacement.
Oh yeah.
The classic.
I wonder what happens if you hit her with 4 gingers, like if you don't do cutscene skip. I want to try that.
The other classic.
Oh, there's also this damage straight generator.
Oh no. Time. That was a second late.
Oh, that's right. I'm not sure if that damage straight is faster, but it's a thing.
Like that moving like one step forward to dodge the fire attacks.
Yeah.
It's like
Sorry?
I was saying that's like almost a quarter of the real-time record, so that's pretty damn impressive.
Thank you. Yeah, obviously you don't compare, but it is like crazy fast with all the power bit clips you can do. And on NTSC it would be a much slower run. Final time including the FFM setup, like from power on, is 19:28. So if this was being submitted to Taz videos, that would be the Taz timing. Ah, also we had a quiz before this, so I'll go over the results of that, if I can find it. So actual RTA time was 16:44. The closest guess was 18 minutes by BMO. The actual number of jiggies was 0, and 14 people guessed that correctly. Everyone else guessed 1 jiggy. The actual number of notes was 4 because they were just in the way, and the closest guess was 0, and that was by TJ, Gogo, Oxylin, and Thunderstorm. And then the actual number of bit clips was 16, and pretty impressively, 2 people guessed exactly 16. So that was AD129 and Cookie Crumble.
Nice.
Good job.
What was
Very good.
the closest guess above 0 notes?
Above 0 notes.
Hopefully, it was 50.
We had some interesting guesses. Oh, somebody guessed 16 notes.
16.
Tom guessed 16 notes.
Trying to guess 13. Electric guessed 180.
Mm-hmm. Mittens guessed 810. I liked that one.
So if you're doing this on NTSC, the best you're going to get is like 260. I think, and it's not been proven, I think you can do 810 on NTSC with a cauldron jump. But
Oh, that's a good point.
You can't skip the 260. There's no way.
Yeah, I reckon that's right. That sounds right. 260. NTSC could be interesting with like Sandcastle percent or something.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I was gonna say, what was, looking at Nade's comment, what was the highest guess for Jiggies?
Highest guess for Jiggies was 1.
Was 1? Yeah. So everyone
Yep.
just guessed 0 or 1.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Also, if anyone wants like a version with actual in-depth commentary, I just put a link in the chat there. Yeah, it's pretty fun to do. I really like doing any percent. I think there's a lot of potential for Banjo-Kazooie now, especially in Tui. I've really loved seeing all the stuff that's been happening in there.
Yeah.
And I think 100% would be very interesting if someone puts the time into it for Banjo.
A 100% TAS or even a LOTAD would just be like a lot of fun to watch. So many bit clips.
Hmm.
The biggest problem with 100% is lives.
Yeah.
Like, there's so many cool bit clips you can do, but you're just so constrained by how many lives you have.
Yeah, that's a good point. I guess you get a bit more having 100 notes, but even then, it's tricky.
You might just be collecting statues. So.
Well, I mean, there's
Maybe.
always, Tui 100%. No lives
Or,
in Tui.
Tui 100% with Super Banjo, my favorite category. Somebody do it, please.
Tui Banjo TAS with Super Banjo.
Ooh, don't tempt me.
100% with cheats TAS.
I mean,
Yeah.
with cheats, just become Super Banjo. We're not doing any
Yeah.
GUE special.
Unless Falcon means Kazooie 100% with cheats.
Oh.
Do you use any cheats? Would that help?
I don't know. You might use the token one, but apart from that,
that's
probably not.
Yeah, at least is a thought. Or doing 3 cheats to turn off saving.
Yeah, good point.
Save
Actually,
some
I
money.
used a lot of inputs from my old Sandcastle percent whip, and like reusing a lot of those inputs. But it was crazy because I had to keep like adding in frames because of how much longer the loading zones are in any percent.
Ugh, sorry, I had a sneeze coming. All right, well, very, very entertaining. Any future projects to look forward to on the horizon, or is that just a flat no or a secret be revealed later?
Well, if anyone's interested, I've been working on this very terrible TAS of this old He-Man game on Atari 2600, but somehow I doubt anyone's interested in that. I'm sure I'll come back to Banjo at some point. I really enjoyed this, apart from BizHawk being slow, so I'm sure there'll be something. Just keep your eyes out for it.
I didn't even know
And
there
yeah,
was a
thanks for
He-Man
hosting me
game
on
on
here.
Atari.
Neither did I.
Someone find water level skip, and then
Yes.
everyone will be motivated to work on this more.
It's kind of close. Water level, like, you can kind of bit clip through the water. And if you combine that coming up through the water with hyper buoyancy, you can get close. But for some reason, if you have too much speed, it stops you clipping through, which is weird. That'll probably happen one day. Water level skip. And then the TAS will be like 5 minutes.
Yeah, rip the pumpkin. Halloween over forever.
Good riddance. No more skulls.
Yeah,
Yeah,
a
get rid
real
of 'em.
any percent task where you just go straight to the end.
Yeah, stopping for like red feathers.
Or, you know, we could just pause in Mumbo's Mountain and then get to the end of the game.
True.
We need that L for levitate task.
Yeah, DDA. Let's start Xbox tasking.
If you DDA, then from there you just head straight to the end, right? There would be no other requirement.
Probably. I'm not confident that you could big clip past 810 on Xbox. But maybe if you jump off the window or something.
Yeah, I think if you do off the cauldron, you could. But what you definitely couldn't. Oh, actually, no, you wouldn't, because you still need that lag frame, even if it's not PAL. But 765 is in no way. You're not getting that, are you?
Yeah, no. That's a good point. Oh, you could do it with cheats. That's actually a pretty good idea, Hyper. L to levitate Taz.
Oh, baby, we're brainstorming.
Ooh. I'm actually quite tempted by that. But that would be like very quick. Yeah, that would be stupid.
Yeah, don't even need to leave Spiral Mountain. Just levitate up to the roof, right?
Yeah,
Oh,
of course.
All right, you guys. Any closing thoughts on the tasks? Funny bumps
Oh.
along the way that haven't been explored here.
Just thanks for having me, and also thanks to all the Tazers. Like I couldn't have done this without Hyper, RingRush, like Cow Guy, everyone. Sure, I'm missing people. Mittens, Isotage.
honestly, I wouldn't even be paying attention to Banjo if it wasn't for your discoveries. So, no problem.
Thank you.
No, it's all it
Yeah, and thanks
all
for hosting us, GDO.
all gets added into the communal pool of tricks to take advantage of. And thanks for entertaining me. I had fun watching this. BK and BT tasks and LOTADs and all that kind of stuff. It always just makes me smile, just because I mean, one, it's content. Give me the content. But at the same time, it's like I don't know. The bit clips definitely just make it a lot more funny to watch. Just like, well, I guess I'm just going right through the ground here.
Hmm. Yeah, it's a shame it makes RTA harder, but
Yeah.
I'm happy to ruin this game for the sake of Tazing.
Yeah.
Well, you also ruined Tazing, so there's that. But
Yeah, sorry about that.
now we just LOTAD everything.
No RingRush. You mean Falcon ruined Tazing?
Okay, fine.
No.
I'll accept.
Oh well. When Falcon comes back, he can find something new to make it even faster. All right. GG, guys. Thanks everyone for
Thank you.
watching. Maybe in like another little bit, we'll see another forgotten project finished up. But until then, yeah. Thanks again, 8-Bit. It was definitely good. I'm glad you reached out to show it off.
Yeah,
Yeah,
thank you.
thank you again. Thank you again for doing this. This is so cool.
Yep. And next time for sure we'll be on time, because RingRush, wasn't I late showing your LOTAD too?
Probably.
Probably.
You've had enough today. I'm not going to hold you to it. So I'm just going to say, no, you were on time.
Alrighty. I guess we'll keep going up until the end. This YouTube video only has another 15 seconds left on it. We made it this far. The end. The end. It's the end. Clappa.